Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of the syndicated talk show, People of Distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, alcoleenterprises.com for more info. Email me directly through benji at alcoleenterprises.com if you'd like to get involved with what we have going. And as always, please continue to like and follow our broadcasts. People of Distinction is an internationally syndicated show solely due to the love and support that you all continue to show. We're available across all major podcast distributors, and like I mentioned, people, if you keep following, we're going to continue to put out the content. Now sit back and strap in because we are delighted to showcase this next guest on our network.
And on the line with us today, we have the impressive Granvel Hopkins. Now we're going to be discussing Gran's incredible book, Purls, Ripples from Across the Wellspring. Man, I'm telling you, it's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's a lot of other places. Head on over there, purchase your copies today, and once we begin talking about it, you're going to understand why you need to do that. And people, trust me when I tell you, man, it is an absolute pleasure to have Gran here on the line. Man, what if every conversation you've ever had was a single stitch in the grand invisible tapestry? Now, okay, let me first and foremost just point out, I'm just having fun with words now, okay? I'm adding dramatic effect. I allowed my writers to kind of go off the deep end with it, but I do think that that is a beautiful interpretation, so I wanted to make sure I kept it in. But listen, more importantly, our guest today, Granvel Hopkins, man, he's woven these threads from his life into a collection of poetry and song. But trust me when I tell you, this isn't just a book of poetry. It is, okay, let's have some more play on words here. Like, it is a score for the soul, right? Born from a mother's voice and shaped by a lifetime of curious conversations, he's here to talk to us about the space between a musical note and a written word, and how we all co-create the art we consume. Sit back, strap in, and I promise you, man, once Grant starts talking, you're gonna realize, if you thought I was playing with the words here, he is a magician, he's a wordsmith, and he's a poet like no other. He's gonna take it away. Sit back, strap in, let's get ready for this, okay? Grant, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing very well, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Benji, can I call you Benji?
Absolutely. Listen, you can call me Ben. You can call me Benji. You can call me Mr. Cole. I promise you, I've been called worse, okay? Listen, man, whatever makes the most sense to you in the moment, however it manifests itself, go along with that. I'm happy to oblige, okay? Listen, Gran, you were thanking us, man, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass it right back to you, okay? I'm going to take that opportunity and thank you, because what you've comprised here with this book, like I mentioned before in my opening, man, it's much deeper than a book of poetry, right? The way you're able to string words together and the essence that it possesses, man, listen, it is something that I know a lot of our listening audience members are going to be able to gravitate towards, and we are looking forward to this discussion. So let's start off at that foundation. Let's begin talking here, man. Tell us more about yourself and your background.
Well, the intent for the writing, the intent for me was, I believe that I have a story to tell. Mm-hmm. I was given charge as a young boy. Before I was born, I think I was prayed over to say that I would tell history. I would tell stories. I would begin over and we would remember. So I think my background is I'm here for people to remember. I certainly do. And where I go forward is that the thought processes is I have a mission. I'm on a path, and people would like to hear about, I think, very good things instead of things that don't particularly make you at ease. Intent, Benji, has a lot to do with our words. Our breath is how we begin. Thoughts, they start. Breath breathes spirit. That's spiral. That's a force of nature. Nature means born out of water. Our body is over 80% water. It's a medium. It's one of the ways that the vibratory rate of words, sounds, color, smells are what we call, if we're human, that receptor. We are a modulator. We interpret. We're here, I believe, to interpret things. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I completely agree. Yes, sir. You know, Grant, listen, I love what you're saying, man. I love the connection that you're already making, because the next point that I wanted to go into really is introducing the title, okay? Which, you know, listen, man, you said it before, and I'm gonna paraphrase now. So my apologies if I miss anything. But you said something that I think was very poignant, and it was something along the lines of how every word has different spellings and different meanings, right? And I think that that's so important, Gran. When we're connecting your book's title, right, to Purl, but specifically, first, it carries nuance, right? It carries a bunch of different meanings, right? Because it's Purl, P-U-R-L. And one of the definitions of Purl can mean like a gentle ripple in water. It could also mean a soft, murmuring sound of a stream. It could also connect to knitting in a very specific stitch, all of which I find very interesting, man, because your words can be interpreted in such a way, or that it can be interpreted in a way that they're stitched together in a way to have a similar effect. Now, all right, brother, listen, I'm not going to assume here. Talk to us about how these different definitions intertwine your book and the words that you have within it.
I'm glad you asked that, because I have, along the journey, the path, when you just pick up a book, I have that thread. I got that connection for you. I'm going to speak there first before I go back to the Purls, because I could be there for 5 years on the cover. But Purls, as you say, is that gentle rippling sound. But again, back to what I said about every word has 3 meanings and 4 different meanings and 3 different spellings. So with the way that this Purls is, it gives you the impetus that I mean, the sound that rushing waters make. And its resonance is to creation. Purls in this case, and its images that are connoted by the words, the letters that I can in acrostic or acronyms or synonyms or any various amount of words that I can make, probably over 15 words with just those same letters, Purls. And that, like I say, will take a while for me to invite you to listen to that, but I'm going to skip to the thread. I have a thread. I wove within the texture of my tapestry, which is my book. And book is bark. Did you know that bark of wood is the initial Old World name for book? Did you know that? So when we write on tree bark. Tree barks we know trees actually speak to each other. They can.
Mm-hmm.
But the roots are put down. We know that we need trees in the forests because of their leaves. They have something called a xylem. It's in the framework, it's in the lattice work of trees. Through the leaves, we have that interpolation, that connection with us as humans when we expel, after we inspire, hydrogen, oxygen. There's that word again.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrogen is water. So water is one of the main medium media that the vibratory rates can pass through freely, not as dense. But in trees, there is an interpolation between the leaves and our exhaling. Because as we exhale carbon dioxide, a twofold gas, we get oxygen in two parts as the benefit of our words. So be careful what you say. They say the forest has eyes, the forest has ears, and the forest has a nose too. It breathes. It binds us. It's all around us. I think I've heard that in Yoda. Yoda says that, and it does. We talk about religion. Religion is we think to be bound, but it doesn't. It means to bond. It means to allow for the coming together, if you will, in molecular structures. We're talking deep science here. You know, this is what writing is about. This is what breathing is about. These are the tools that we as an author use. An author is like a bard, a person who has knowledge of inks, of the ability to convey messages in a way that before they were only privileged to the few. Priests, kings, persons that were close to those who were not the common people. So what I'm giving is not in past history was allowed for the common people. Yet we think and we take hardly notice. And it's because the people who are not of the priestly sort have too much to do, too much to deal with on a daily basis. And so their minds are not on wanting to read a book particularly. So that book, mine, hopefully, has that ability to exude a sort of energy that when you look at it, you touch it, you interpret what you see, it's going to draw you in. And that's what we want to do that. We want to bring it to the people now, because this is the time. We're going through a shift. We're going through an alignment. That's why a lot of people aren't feeling their best. I think Purls is out at just the right time. This is the time for people to heal, to not feel dis-ease. Dis means bad. Ease means you don't feel comfortable with things the way they are. So we want them to change. Here I am being, and I would say, wanting to seek and make that change. And I'm starting with me.
Listen.
As proposed to our brother Michael, who says, I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm looking right at me.
Listen, man. I'm going to say it once again. Remember, you got to head out over to Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The book is entitled Purls, Ripples from Across the Wellspring. Make sure when you head on over there and purchase, you're getting the newest edition, right? You're getting the one that is the latest one available. That's going to be the latest and the greatest. And that's really what you want to get your hands on, okay? So pick up your copies today. My follow-up now, Grant, that I want to go into, man, let's tackle inspiration next, okay? Because I understand that these words that you have comprised, they were inspired by a plethora of things, right? I mean, the conversations that you've had throughout your journey, but one impactful source was your mother. And, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Let me just put this out there, man. As someone who is very close to his mother, I'm gonna take the opportunity, right? And I'm gonna pay homage really quickly here. So talk to us about your mother and the impact that her voice played in finding your artistic expression.
Thank you, Benji. Our mothers are our first teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone would have any problem with that. And my mother challenged me probably before I was born, because I'm sure I was prayed over. I was the child chosen to do things for my family. And when you know there's a calling on your name, it is good to have a good name.
Mm-hmm.
I began with that. My mother and my father. I didn't grow up in a family that was disjointed. My father was present, and quite a man he is. But my mother, well, she's the one that my dad loved. And through her love and his direction, I believe I heard words, I felt vibrations, I saw colors, I had knowledge. They call it prescience. That's foreknowledge of what it is to come.
Mm-hmm.
And so having a calling on my life through my mother's voice, because of course the DNA that we get, our mother's voice is where we get it from. If you didn't know, if you look at the vocal cords, they look like a vagina.
Yeah.
Actually, which means this is creation.
Mm-hmm.
So when we speak, we create. When we look at what our mothers taught, they teach creation. If we listen, we can become that. So my mother, she said, Bunny, that's my nickname. She says, write a book. Son, you already have it within you. Because I was telling stories, Benji. As a little boy, 5, 6, 7 years old, we lived in Germany. And I had learned the German language since I was 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think we came back to the United States when I was that age. So I learned German. I learned other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And there again, I had a lot of information to write stories about, to speak in other cultural settings about people that I met as I grew. And I think that's why I say through mother's voice, because she and my father were big on travel. Man, it wasn't nowhere we could go in this life. Again, when you have great parentage, when you come from a place, you can do good things. And I can't bemoan that enough. In a world where we're having family situations, that the dynamic has changed to where we don't have them in our lives, that's a problem. So my mother was instrumental in challenging me. And I asked when I came back from Germany, because I had seen how they call the sheep in the meadow with the long horns. And that is why I wanted to play the trumpet. Mm-hmm. And I played it so that I could join in nature's dance, that I could be one with the all. And that's what my mother gave me through her voice. She was very appreciative of nature. as we are indigenous to these lands. I am of a tribal nature of several tribes on the southeast coast of this Turtle Island. So it is very becoming that my mother taught me the history of our people, her people, our people. We are of a deep-seated clan, and we have a lot of respectful ways about nature. And I show them in every facet of my life, every thought that I have, and I'm a pure person. That's why the word pearls. Pearls means purification. It is exactly this time that we live in that the alignment has come to where pearls is very much needed for healing, for consoling, for excitement. Oh, yeah. And a little more entertainment when you need it on a cold night or on a hot July morning when you just got to say, I need something to get me going. And there you'll have it, because with me, those pearls are my pearls. Can you dig it?
People, listen, man, first and foremost, I'm gonna say it again. It's been there on the screen this entire time. So I know I don't have to, but I'm just gonna reinforce it just to make sure you got it. Remember, it's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's a lot of other places. Purls, Ripples from Across the Wellspring is the book you need to get. But remember, man, listen. Well, okay, before I jump ahead, but remember, you got to get the latest edition, okay? You got to get the newest edition. It really is going to be the one that harnesses it all. And listen, we have discussed a lot of information here today, but one thing that I'm taking away from this interview, amongst a myriad of things, is a challenge, okay? My challenge to all of you listening in right now is to take these pearls and find your own frequency within them. I want to challenge all of you to consider this, man. Consider this your call to engage with the art. And I'm putting a heavy emphasis on the engagement, because I think oftentimes we consume it and then we let it go. We put the book down, we walk away, and we forget. And I want you to utilize these pearls and actually allow it to influence you in your journey, and just sit back and watch the effect that it will have. I mean, man, okay, it starts with this book. Pick it up today. Be on the lookout, because although we didn't touch up on it today, Gran has more on the horizon, and you're going to want to check back in frequently and gather it all once they come out as well. Hey, do yourself a favor, man. Head on over there. And Gran, listen, this has been a pleasure, brother. I really do mean that, man. It was an enlightening conversation. It's an honor to meet you. It's an honor to have you here as a guest. Thank you once again for being with us on People of Distinction.
Thank you, Benji. You're a great host, and I think it was just like talking to the brothers in the barbershop. No sweat.